First of all, I peeled all my potatoes and washed them. I only had 3 potatoes. That was a lot of potatoes, more than you needed, but the recipe will be down below. And then I chop up my leeks. Once I've done all my potatoes, cut them in little diced squares and then put them in hot water. And then do the same with your leeks. Chop them into little bits. Forgot my apron. Pastry is all shop bought. Never used pastry before from the shop, so this is me unrolling it. Seeing if it fits on a baking tray. And funny enough, it's exactly the same size as a baking tray, so it makes my life so much easier. So I'm going to cut it up to 4 little pieces. Now you have to defrost this and use it in 24 hours. So when you defrost it, you need to use it. So I am cutting it down the middle. Cut it into big rectangles of 4. And this pastry can be used for savoury or sweet things. So cut into 4 big squares. So that's what I'm doing. Now I found that this is a bit dry once I into it, but it tastes gorgeous. Just need some brown sauce or a bit of gravy and you'll be happy. Well, I don't know about gravy, but some kind of sauce. They are very tasty and quite thin. But they are slightly dry, so you do need a drink. So this is me rinsing my potatoes in a colander. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my leeks. So I'm just reading the recipe. So I'm going to go get my potatoes. So I made sure my potatoes are nice and soft by stabbing them with a fork. And you can pass through everything and lovely and soft. So that's what I did. It doesn't matter if they're all not soft because you're going to bake them anyway. So just sorting it out, shaking all the water out. And then pour that into a pot. So once in the pot, cut up the bacon. So with the bacon, I recommend just cooking it as it is. Just cook it in its own fat. But you can use lard. If you're going to make leftovers into soup like I did, wherever you do not cook it in lard, because you get a weird hard fat residue in the top of your soup once you put it in the fridge and stuff. So I don't recommend. So cut your bacon up to little slices. Now, I've read this recipe 4 or 5 times, but I'm not sure what the flour and the flour or the baking powder was for. But the recipe will be down below for that. I think it's made to make a dough, but I'm not entirely sure. So I couldn't figure that bit out, so I just left that bit out. But it will, I repeat, be down in the description. What to do with the flour and the baking powder and what's it used for in the recipe book. So yeah, just chopping up my bacon into tiny little bits. Make sure you have it defrosted the night before. So that's what we're doing, chopping into little pieces. Keep the fat on there, everyone likes fat, especially in bacon. So then you're going to put it in a frying pan and leave it to cook. And then this is going to be me sieving off the flour. So the flour is 12 kilograms, something, ounces, something, or what I repeat will be down below. You'll need 3 teaspoons of baking powder, but the recipe will be down below. I made this and then I realized I didn't need it, so then I put it to the side. But you can use this recipe, use this step or not use this step, entirely up to you. What you do is sieve out the flour, and then you add 3 spoonfuls of your baking powder, and then it says add bacon fat or other fat once it cools down enough, and I think it mixes into a dough, but it's hardly up to you. So after doing this, I threw away the powder and the baking powder, but the recipe will be down below for this. I just couldn't figure out what it's for, and it's written on a different page for what that's for, so it will be down below again. So once I've done that, I will get my pastry. So I get my bacon, my leeks and potatoes all together, put it into my pastry, and then roll up the sides into a square. I never used pastry before really, and I haven't really got a clue, but it said in the instructions to wet the sides, so I pinched everything down on the sides, make it all stick together, and then brush with water. It makes it stick together, and there's no holes or anything, just smooths it over, I guess. And you want to do this with all your pastry, so you just fill each your 4 pieces with the filling, and then fold it over, and then squeeze, fold, and rub with water to make sure there's no holes or anything. And you're very carefully trying to lift this, and that's my first one. So then you just repeat with the rest. So don't worry, this doesn't look like 5-star restaurant or a Greg's. This is homemade, and you're eating it, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But my rule of cooking is simple: is as long as it tastes good, who cares? And hopefully the more you do this, the better your practice is. And you just put them on a baking tray and do the same and the same, bit by bit. Fill in, fold it, squeeze the sides together, fold, crush all the sides together, fold in the sides if you like, and then run your hand around with water and mix it all nice. Got a shit ton of this left, so I'm gonna boil the kettle. So this is after 10 minutes. It's all puff pastry and stuff. I recommend cooking it longer than I have, so it's like it is fully cooked. It's just